Good afternoon, traders. It's January 31st, Tuesday. You can see that this is an end of the month markup. We continue to get favorable data that the economy is actually cooling off a little bit, and that as our wages, earnings seem to be falling in line. The market seems to be just eating everything up and continuing to push higher. It's been a good month, and it's going to be whether or not we hold these higher highs. You can see we're still underneath this big trend line. We poked through it. We rolled over yesterday pretty hard, took some profits, and they tried to ram it a little bit overnight. Got underneath this MA, but if you noticed that by the opening bell, we were back above it, and we never got underneath it again. And the rest has just been pile on. It's been pretty much straight up, and it's kind of somewhat expected for the end of the month. So get it in the books, get it set the tone maybe for the year, or make your list look really good. In any event, the markets look good all the way around. I mean, this was getting a little curious right here. You see the Nasdaq was getting kicked underneath its 200. It's back over its 200, and the Dow's also got above all these MAs. So there was a threat, and it's been avoided for the time being. And markets look set to go higher. So you just have to pay attention to as these earnings keep coming in, and who beats and who doesn't beat, and what type of effect it's going to have. I think the market's factored in a quarter point this month and a quarter point next point. I just think there's just a complete overreaction to all of this, and the Fed's doing exactly what they said they're going to do. So I'm not sure what all this extra hype is, but I still think the underlying factors are is that these markets are all looking pretty good. So you want to take your opportunities going up and look for the opportunities to get along. Um, they gave it to you this morning out of the bell, and basically it's been just a slow grind to the upside. Hasn't been a whole lot of pullbacks. So, and that's just kind of expected when you get this type of a trend day, and especially at the end of the month. So, they're just going to keep marking this up. I wouldn't be surprised if they just jammed it all the way up to this trend line back around 40.80, 40.90, wherever that's at. So, markets are trying to set up to catapult to another high. I think it just becomes whether or not we can get investors in at these levels. So, you're going to have to really pay attention to these locations up in here, especially as is the Dow. So, the market's going to have to prove that it's worthy to go higher. So, be careful. Get the opportunities going up when you get it. Once again, this was just the only opportunity you really had this morning was this MA. Yesterday was just a sell-off day. Markets just were creeping, and now they're maybe buying into the FOMC meeting tomorrow. So I don't know if there's going to be a curveball, but I gotta believe that the market's factored in a quarter point. So you're going to get a quarter. I'm not sure what type of reaction you're going to get tomorrow from that. I think it's all going to be about their tone and whether or not they say, well, we're going to continue to raise rates or we're going to monitor it. So, I'm sure they're pretty happy with the results thus far. You just never know how much more they're going to want to pop on in terms of keeping things under control. So, this is kind of it. We're going to, this day is kind of done, and you're going to have to wait to see how this plays out tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if they took some money off the top early, push them down into the notification at 1 o'clock, and then rally them. So one or the other. Usually it's fade the first move in the FOMC meetings. So whatever you get is usually a fade, and then let it play out, and then you get involved. Let the volatility subside a little bit. So this is it for today. Hope you guys trade well. Good luck.